Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnetqueentarot. Aquarius, how you guys doing? Where we are inspired to rise. We're walking into our realm. There's a lot of things going on right now. Aquarius, a lot of things going on. So much happening right now. Let's see what's on track for you. Welcome, everyone. Cross watchers, visitors. Thank you for stopping by the channel just to say hello. I hope everybody's doing okay. Well, you know, in my readings, I always ask that everybody practice on their breathing. It helps to release any negative energy. So anything that's on your mind, anything that's on your shoulders, any baggage that you're carrying, please leave it outside the door. You don't want to bring it in here because this is your space. This is our space to just relax and release and listen. So let's start out with our soul energy after our breathing, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just shake off any negative energy. This is your time. This is your day. Let's see what's on the way. What's the soul power? Our soul energy. Yes. How's your week been going? I hope all is well. All is well, Aquarius. Here we go. Surrender. Surrender. You're not carrying any extra baggage anymore. Surrender yourself, release yourself, relax, and be yourself. It's like just be free. Don't keep all that stuff bottled in. Keep it where you can handle it. You don't want anything too overwhelming to be in your energy or your space. I know it's easier said than done. A lot of times people don't realize, but just releasing anything that's making you stressed, that raises your pressure. It makes you feel like you're just overwhelmed and things are not falling in line. So I tell you to release, surrender, be yourself, and don't take everything on that's meant to take you down. You have to separate yourself at times and just say, you know what? This too shall pass and I'm going to overcome. But acknowledge the fact that there are things in life that tend to limit you and hold you back. And that's not what you want, because Aquarius, your mindset is that of being free, serenity, and peace, not being aggravated by the obstacles that incur in life and not carrying around baggage that makes you have to lean in the opposite direction because it's so much of a burden on you. Spirits talk to us on behalf of our wonderful, wonderful Aquarius family. Help all to be released. Help them to surrender and recognize what's for them and what's not. Let them get into their thinking mode and gain that clarity and understanding that they are seeking. Page of Wands. The Devil. Four of Cups. The Hermit. The Empress. I just got to be free. 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 That's what you're feeling. I just got to be free. 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 Oh, excuse that note. Excuse me. You know, let me tell you, Aquarius, I see you out there looking for your truth. Out there looking for your truth. You have tried things that haven't worked in your favor, as we all know. And Aquarius, you live in your own world, which you know. I always tell you that people think of you as being eccentric, crazy, in your in your own realm. But you see, there's a reasoning behind all of this. There's a reason behind all of this, and your shine is there. Your shine is there because you are in a phase right now where you've kind of restricted people from coming into your space because you are separating yourself from the noise of others, because that's what it's become for you. Noise. You're going to do what you want to do when you want to do it. You're not a follower. By no means are you a follower. You are a leader. And parts of you intertwine with leaders like Capricorns. You all are connected and you have a lot of qualities as a Capricorn leader. But you lead in a different way. You lead where your experiences have put you in a mode where you realize that if you want to do something for yourself, you have to be able to control your environment. And I say this being, you are adventurous. You look out for possibilities. You absorb information on a daily basis. And you make up your mind that you can't control the things that have happened to you in your life. We know this. And you realize that if you want to get ahead, whereas a Capricorn will try to work with people to gain information and go to the next level. You, on the other hand, will tune out people that don't align themselves with your way of thinking because you feel that they're going to overlap on what you think is important. And you don't want that. You sit on your throne and you figure things out because you are so in tune with yourself that you may see things beyond what other people see. Capricorns are more lined up with principles. And not saying that Aquarius doesn't have principles. You have principles. It's just that you feel that a lot of times people don't actually see the possibilities where you do. You're always looking out. You've got your page of wands, your page of pentacles. You're always looking out for increasing your knowledge and being better in what you believe is right. Whereas a Capricorn is going to believe more so of what the law says, this says, and you feel that a lot of times people don't have access to the levels of knowledge and education and being in existence that you may have. You see things usually from your own perspective. You feel that people just don't have that knowledge that you have to see beyond. And you're assertive accordingly. That's why a lot of times, people will say, oh, that crazy old woman or that crazy old man, Aquarius. Or the Aquarius is just in a whole nother realm, a whole nother. Aquarius can envision, like I know a lot of Aquarius people that are artists, and they hold things in their mind and they foresee certain possibilities. They may even draw something that may resonate with people down the line, but initially people like, oh brother, here goes Aquarius again. Aquarius people are very intuitive. And I mean, look at this. This is one of my favorite cards, of course, the Four of Cups. And it's like you're so in tune with things that didn't work out. Sometimes you stay relishing and improving on what is already placed in front of you and why didn't this work. and you work to figure it out, not realizing you are fixated on what's happening right now, but not realizing that if you look up with your head held high, you might see more than what you see when you just fixate yourself on, well, this is how it's supposed to be. You have to be able to take the circumstance, the situation, and be open to continue learning so you can improve on what you've already tackled before that may not have panned out for you. So it's really important for you to recognize all the gifts you possess. All the gifts you possess. It's so important for you to hold on to the possibilities of being able to rise above what is happening in your life. You can be nonchalant. You can be a person that doesn't see things the same way other people may see it. You may see things on a completely different level, and people can't understand your vision at all. They cannot understand your vision and what's really dire and important to you. But you focus on what is important to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like you completely think outside the box, and people be like, what the heck? And then when it pans out or comes true, people are like, Aquarius knew. You dive in to something that other people might bypass and brush off because your mind is absorbed in your world. And you constantly say people don't get what I'm trying to tell them. It'll take a lot of work for people to try to convince you of something when you know in your mind, because you believe that you've seen it already, that you can elevate above what is there. You feel it deep in your soul, deep in your, you see it. You just see it. You see it. You see the possibilities. You see the opportunities. But you take it and tweak it to your way of liking. Let me tell you, when you, let's say that Aquarius is very opinionated, okay? And other people will say, well, Aquarius, this is the way it is. This is how we have to do that. You will ask questions of, why do we have to go down that street and not turn a block over and go down that street? You want information as to why their way is the best way. You ask the needful questions. You you sort out information, you seek out information, and then you apply it accordingly. You are a person that agrees to disagree. Well, at least you're learning to do that, because a lot of times you just figure that other people are talking nonsense, whereas other people may say you crazy and you talking nonsense. But here now, you're surrendering yourself to your truth, your belief, what it is that you see. You feel that a lot of times messages are poured into you from your source. You don't like absorbing information too much from people unless it's something you're working on. Sometimes you believe you have all the answers and other people are just stuck and lost. That your way of doing things is the best way of doing things until you actually see it before you, where somebody else's perspective may matter to you. But normally you don't care what other people think. You think and believe what you want to. It's real difficult for you to look through a lens that you haven't created yourself. You see your growth and your possibilities before other people will even see it. You just can't you're not a person to fall in line. You don't like doing things You don't always like authority. That's between us. You don't even like people telling you what to do. You will protest against somebody telling you it's only one way to do something because you see more, you believe more, and you're hopeful about the possibilities of tomorrow. You have this free spirit, this spirit that makes you see things that other people may not see. You are working on developing your skills. Every day you apply yourself to things that make you feel peaceful, a sense of serenity, a sense of being who you are and accomplishing the goals you set for yourself. I'm serious. It's it's like your own world. It's a world where you feel that if you apply yourself more, people will realize your importance. But you're not doing things to make people say, "Oh, wow, Aquarius has done this." You know that what's for you is for you. There are people out there that just don't get you all the time, and you really just don't care because you feel that sense of enthusiasm where there are things that you put on your plate that excite you. And maybe it wasn't meant for other people to gain that same excitement and knowledge. You have this eagerness. When I tell you eagerness to just learn beyond. People sometimes can't even believe how you've developed your skills and yourself because they used to look at you as being crazy. What is wrong with Aquarius? How are they always finding a way to get through these obstacles? And they didn't do it like we did it. They did it in their own way. And that's what you like to hear. And you'll say to people, well, the dream wasn't placed in you, it was placed inside of me. Oh, you just don't get what I went through and what I need for myself or how I plan to get there. You don't allow disappointments to limit you. You say, okay, it didn't work this way. I'm going to try it another way. And people be like, oh, you're so crazy. But when it pans out, they be like, oh my gosh, Aquarius is phenomenal. And sometimes you get anxious, you start worrying. There are people that are telling you you're doing it wrong or you're doing this, and you're like a builder. You like to create things different than other people see it. You want to create it according to your vision. Your vision. Like Aquarius people could be great architects. They can teach people a skill. They like to work with their hands. They are optimistic about the future because they'll be like, don't you see it this way? If the sun is shining this way, we'll have more benefit that way. They look at these kind of opportunities that are placed before them. They don't want you to dictate their path. Aquarius, I see you being free. I see you accepting the fact that everything may not work out the way you may like it, but no matter what, you still believe that you can achieve certain things on your own. You get a cloud from other people's vision. You don't want to think like everybody else. You don't want to fall in line like everybody else. And sometimes people just don't get it. They don't get you. They feel that you're clueless. You don't know this, you don't know that. They don't know that you know more than you divulge. And sometimes it's really hard for you to express your true feelings. It may come out sarcastic. It may come out more aggressive. Because when you are so in tune with yourself, you see yourself flying above the norm. The route you take may not always be traditional, I should say. You see people coming at you, but you're very skeptical about their motives. There are people that are approaching you and telling you, Aquarius, this is the way you do this. You're wrong. And you listen to them, you listen to their perspective, but you see, or at least you believe you see further than them. There's sometimes messages that come to you, and it may be completely in a different format. So, yeah, you listen to people, but you don't absorb all that they say. You like to learn, but according to something already scheduled. You know when you bend a little? When it's somebody that has your heart. When it's somebody that you feel loves you the way you are and will accept your ideas, that's when you invest more into them. Because sometimes you feel happy just being by yourself, scrutinizing things that come your way and making sure it's something that could even apply to your life. You pick up information along the way and you decipher it accordingly. But people just that give you information should not assume automatically that you are going to fall in line to their way of thinking. You will entertain it, but you don't want them thinking that they know better than you. You know, you like to manifest. You like to have the stability of knowing, hey, I got this. I got this. I am not alone. I feel that you believe that you're talked to by angels and spirits, and that even though they give you the information, you add and subtract accordingly. You only want people in your life that's going to help you multiply, not subtract. You'll say things like, what do you actually bring into my life? What do you actually bring into the table? Because I've got a plan of action. It may not be like everybody else's plan, but this is my plan. This is how I'm moving. This is what I'm doing. You may not be able to see it right now, but you know what? That's fine, because maybe it wasn't meant for you to envision. Maybe it wasn't meant for you to see. So don't knock me because I don't want to fall in line and do things the way you see it. I see something completely different for myself. And that's what you do. You move accordingly. And because of that fact, you have satisfaction. You have satisfaction and abundance. You have satisfaction and abundance. Everything you want, Aquarius, is coming in your direction. It's up to you to hold your head high and receive. You don't need the approval of other people to be your best self. You barely listen to people when they telling you stuff because you feel they don't know what the heck they talking about. Because I see my future. I see the things coming to me. And you start receiving in abundance. And then people will stop and look and they say, how did Aquarius do that? How did they get over that hump and bump in the road? You are very wise, Aquarius. And I think people call that, in their mind's eye, you being eccentric, but it's not that. You see further along than other people do. You're like, you experience growth in your life and applying accordingly. You were worried, you were feeling anxious, and then abundance came. You upset yourself sometimes, and that's why you try to stay away. You seek your hermit mode a lot of times because people don't agree with your method of doing things, and it upsets you. You feel stagnant at times. You feel like people make you feel like there's only one way to do things, and because you don't fall in line with their way of thinking, you're going to miss out on opportunities. Everything comes to you in its right time. It's like you have a map embedded in your mind, and you travel on different roads, different paths, and you somehow still obtain what you're seeking. And people don't get it. You might even arrive faster than they do to the destination that you believe in. I know it sounds crazy. People will make you believe that you're crazy, but you're not crazy. You just anticipate more to life. That's why I love your resolve. I love when things don't fall in line, but you're like, whether it falls in line or not, I have new beginnings coming to me, solid beginnings coming to me. And it had nothing to do with your way of doing things. It had to do with mine. And I'm not going to allow people to make me feel less than because I don't see things the way that they do. I'm different. Remember, 2 Chainz always say, I'm different. I'm different. You're different. Don't feel bad because other people make you feel that your way of doing things is the wrong way. You have to stay on your path through it all and recognize that what you see may not be the vision of everyone. That's why you seek your solitude. And this is where your wisdom grows. The hermit is not a bad thing. It's for you to regain focus on what you're driving to. Things excite you that may not excite other people. And here, you're in the midst of abundance. You're in the midst of accomplishing what you have set up for yourself. It's not easy. But I'm telling you, as long as you surrender yourself and you absorb information that you're needing to continue elevating yourself, what does it matter what other people think about you? Think about it. What does it really, really matter what other people think of you? When you do a lot of manifestation, you do a lot of solitude, you do a lot of thinking. You have someone coming into your life that's going to be showing you an alternative route and still align with your way of thinking. You are feeling love in your life right now. You're in this mode of opportunities and possibilities. It's coming at you. People are going to approach you with some opportunities. And some you'll say no to, and some you'll use to enhance your ability to accomplish what it is you set for yourself. This is working through the process. This is you building on your ideas, building on yourself, and building better. You learn something new every day. You could have a garden and you're planting in that garden every day. You're talking to your plants. Some people may even say you have a green thumb. Because when you're fully committed to something, you iron out the kinks. You invest in your growth. I could see an Aquarius right now building this beautiful garden. Let me tell you, there's an Aquarius that built this unique house. And people were laughing. And he started a garden and just building and building this garden up to what he wants it to blossom to. He plants fruits and vegetables while other people are taking up more of their space to build a bigger house. Now, mind you, his house is, he calls it his mansion, a 2-story home. And his garden is beautiful. It has mangoes, guava. You know, he lives in the islands and he's building this. He built this house while he was still living in Brooklyn. He was building this house in the islands. And people are like, what's the point of investing in the islands when you have so much here? And he says, I want to live free. I want to live where opportunities are there for me. I want to live off my land. He said, here in the U.S., You have to pay for everything that you want. He says, what? He says, it's like you have to go to the grocery over here to get this and go here and get that. He said, at my home, I can pick as many mangoes as I want. I have bananas growing. I eat off the land. He said, anything that I want that I can't grow, I could go to the grocery and buy. But overall, if everything was shut down just like the pandemic, and you can't go here and you can't go there, this closed, that, excuse me, that's closed, I still get to eat. And other people say, oh, he's dumb. He's this, he's that. He said, when the pandemic came, do you know how many people came to me for mangoes? How many people came to me for vegetables? And he said, I didn't sell it, but I could and I would still make money. But I know people needed it. And I shared what I could share and still kept for myself. He said, when you live in the city and the grocery is closed, a lot of you can't eat. He said, people on the island where I am, they looked at me for mangoes. He said, I have mangoes falling on the ground. I get people to clean up and do different things in my yard, and they benefit with some fruit or some vegetables. He said, I will always be able to eat off my land. Whereas people are so, enthralled with a big house and with this and with that, that they use their land just to build, but they didn't set themselves up where they could still benefit from their land and their property. Now, everybody doesn't think along those lines, but it's like he felt that he was forward thinking and he was able to plant, live, and know that he doesn't have to rely solely on the government to feed him. He says the average person doesn't think like that. He said, I see the future, I see beyond. So what I'm saying to you is, don't always laugh at an Aquarius and thinking they don't know what it's about. You are an Aquarius, and your ideas may be funny to some, but not to you, because something was placed inside of you to help you to achieve your greatness. So don't doubt because other people make you feel silly for thinking along those lines. If it comes to you, follow through on your idea and believe in yourself. Ideas come from people, and ideas are placed inside of you when you dig inside and you think of, what could I do to ensure my longevity? And that's how you think, Aquarius. So even if people laugh at you, remember one thing. Ask yourself this question. Who will have the last laugh in the end? Who? That's important. You are on the right track. Continue following, and when you need time out, your wisdom will break through. Your wisdom will break through. Your ideas will turn into multiplication because they came to you for a reason. And you may tweak it along the way until you receive what it is you've planted. So continue with the ideas, continue believing in yourself, and continue flourishing. Rome wasn't built in a day, but as long as you stay true, what? You'll get through. You'll get through. Let's see what your number is for today. I'm so impressed by you, Aquarius, because you see so much. You have so much potential, and your ideas flow. I'm not saying every idea is perfect, but work it out accordingly. Work it out accordingly. Leave your legacy behind. Your way of thinking is not a joke. It's a learning experience. That's why you continue to absorb information that will benefit you down the long run. And you are the one that's going to decipher that information. Stay true. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness! Aquarius, I love this. I love this. Look at the card that you have received. Oh my gosh, Aquarius, are we not in line? Are we not aligned with the truth? Look at this. 1, 2, 3. What does this number stand for? It stands for vision. Your path will not look identical. Oh my gosh. I gotta clap through this. Look at this. Your path will not look identical to anyone else's. That is what makes you unique. Remember that as you stay the path that feels connected, the path will continue to lead you to alignment. Let your vision be as different as you are. Affirmation: my path is mine and mine alone. When I follow my path, alignment comes naturally. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Did we not just discuss your uniqueness? This is what you are about. And other people trying to make you doubt who you are? Look at the Empress, okay? The devil is there trying to throw you off. You got love-bound stuff. You were anxious. You were worried because of the words of others. And then you stopped yourself and said, you know what? I'm going to be assertive with my plan of action. And I know I'm a benefit. Then the Nine of Cups comes. That's abundance. That's abundance. All that you have been working on, those seeds in your garden, those plants that you've been watering and talking to. You even have some plants named. So you're looking out, hopefully, to the future and what's to come. And nobody and nothing could hold you back or stop you. Aquarius, there are times when you doubt yourself. Of course, we know that. You feel stagnant. You feel like you're not growing to your full potential. But this is part of the process. You're optimistic, you're hopeful, and you're seeing beyond. You see things other people may not see. That's where you stand as a leader. And people make you feel bad for thinking above until they realize that your way of thinking is not crazy at all. You are inspiring. And your hopefulness brings joy to others. Most important, it brings joy to yourself. And following your intuition and laying it out, you realize when you surrender yourself and you be free within your spirit, your ego way of thinking flies high. I love this reading. I love the positive energy, the vibe for this. You will get married. You will fall in love. You are in love. You are committed. You are dedicated. You are smarter than you give yourself credit for. Just because other people can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. It just means that that dream, that vision was placed inside of you. 1, 2, 3. Vision. I love this reading. I'm excited about this reading. And I know that all that you deserve, Aquarius, you shall receive, as long as you block out the noise, stay focused, be dedicated, be committed to traveling on your path, following your vision, your intuition, so that you can live in abundance and accept yourself for who you are. If they say you're eccentric, accept that title, because this eccentric, crazy person is going to show you all the path that you missed. Garnetqueentarot here saying, be inspired to rise. Don't neglect your ideas. Don't allow the voices of others to tune out what you hold dear. Garnetqueentarot, be inspired to rise. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And never doubt your vision. Never doubt your voice. And recognize the fact that just because somebody else doesn't understand your goals, your dreams, your vision, doesn't mean that you don't need to stay on that path and continue to follow what was embedded inside of you, what you dug up from your intuition. Be you. Be the best you possible. Shut down the noise and accept responsibility for your great ideas and forge forward with them. Take care till we meet again. Talk soon. Proud of you. Keep doing you. Take care.